Today we're going to read Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type. Can any of you look at the book and tell me what you think the story will be about? Good job! It's called Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type because there are cows on the front with a typewriter. Now turn and talk to your neighbor and tell them if you have ever used a typewriter. Alright, let's get started. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows likes to type. All day long he hears click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. At first, he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible! Click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Can any of you tell me, what did the cows want from the farmer? Right, the cows wanted electric blankets because they got cold at night. Do you ever get cold at night? Let's move on. It was bad enough that the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets. No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. Why did the cows go on strike? Correct. The farmer didn't want to give them their electric blankets. No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. What do you think Farmer Brown will do since there's no milk or eggs? Cows that type, hens on strike? Whoever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. What do you think Farmer Brown is going to do now? What would you do if you were Farmer Brown? I think he might type to the cows and hens. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You were cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. Look, there's the duck. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Why couldn't the other animals understand the cows? That's right, because a cow moos and other animals don't. Duck knocked on the door early. The next morning, he handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for our electric blankets, leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. What do you think Farmer Brown will do? Will he give them their blankets that they want? Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. Oh my goodness. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. Look at all these ducks. They want a diving board. What do you think Farmer Brown will do now, since the ducks have the typewriter? I think he might give them what they want, or they might pass it on to the next animal. Uh-oh, they got their diving board. But did Farmer Brown get his typewriter back? Alright, class. We are going to go over what we just read. I want you to tell me the main events that happened within the story. And also, I want you to tell me the purpose of this story. Who were the characters? What problems were there? And did all of them get solved? Alright. Let's go over the main events. The first main event was that the cows had the typewriter. And they wanted their electric blankets. But Farmer Brown didn't want to have anything to do with it. Then Farmer Brown was very furious after the hens got in and went on strike. So there was no milk, no eggs. Oh boy. Then finally, Farmer Brown gave in and gave them their electric blankets. But then Duck got a hold of the typewriter. And then the ducks wanted a diving board and he gave them the diving board. But we're left unknown if Farmer Brown ever got his typewriter back. That's the end of our story.